Hello, internet. Hello, world. Hi, welcome. My name is DM Dan, and we are the explorers of elsewhere, and we're live in your eye holes and your ear holes. Hello, welcome. I'm DM Dan. I'm joined tonight by Livy.
Hello.
Hello. By Theo. Oh, that was a very quiet hello, but hello nonetheless.
I think
no.
You're mute.
Oh
No.
Speak to us in the form of interpretive dance. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. Well, you push some buttons, Theo, while we say hello to Nate.
Hello.
Hello. And say hello to Georgia.
Hello.
Hello. And then say hello to Tim.
Hello.
Hello. So we have returned to play some Daggerheart. Are we lagging? YouTube.
We are currently. It's currently buffering on my
buffering.
side in YouTube,
How curious.
and is not doing anything while we're going live.
It's on my side. If anyone can hear me.
Yes, we can hear you now.
Okay.
YouTube are reporting outages. That's a problem.
Oh, that's great.
Oh,
I can definitely see us online, but
Okay. When you say it like via the stream, the wonders of live streaming, everyone.
do you want me
so-
to check Twitch?
I think we're good on Twitch. I can see my head moving around there. It might just be YouTube. Is it just
Right.
YouTube that's died a death? Who knows? This
I
is going in
can
a little bit.
definitely see us on YouTube. But then
Yeah, it's
Okay.
buffering quite a bit for me on YouTube.
Okay.
Mine's okay.
It's
on
buffering
YouTube.
for me.
It might just be me.
No, it's me as well. It's buffering
okay.
for me.
what's
Down
Down
buffering now?
detector definitely is indicating problems.
If YouTube is weird,
Go
you
to
can
Twitch.
always watch. Yeah, you can watch on Twitch. Okay, well, we'll figure that out. We've got a title sequence to figure that out. But yes, hello, hi. A flawless start as always. We have returned to play some Daggerheart. We are officially in the second half of our 20 episode campaign. So we are in. I'm gonna say a conservative fourth gear. We're not top gear yet, but we're certainly plugging along. So yes, I am excited to see what's going on. You guys are heading towards a Titan. You have picked your poison and you're heading off in that direction. You've been newly outfitted with some new equipment. I think you guys are ready to rock.
Yay.
Yay.
Who would like to jump to a title screen while we wait for everyone to jump across from YouTube onto Twitch?
Oh, go on, Dan, treat us.
Oh,
Okay.
so grateful.
Let's go.
Hello, I'm Nate, and I'll be playing Griffin, a Sanguivar bard.
Hi, I'm Livy, and I'm playing Abe, the Guardian Keeper.
Hello, my name is Theo, and I'll be playing Cooper, a Dragon Scent rogue.
Hi, my name is Georgia, and I'll be playing Cassandra, an Asavar sorcerer.
Hi, I'm Tim, and I'm playing Guardi, Majani Druid.
And my name is DM Dan, the Games Master in this adventure. Nature is, above all else, resilient. For every storm, for every shifting tide, every creeping change in climate, life bends and reshapes itself to endure. Forests regrow after fires. Rivers carve new paths. And even in the ruins of a city, plants find cracks to root in. This slow and patient rhythm is the essence of adaptation. The quiet dance of survival that has carried life across countless periods of upheaval. And yet, resilience has limits. When change arrives too suddenly, when balance is torn apart by too sudden a shock, the harmony collapses. What emerges in their wake is not the gentle reshaping of adaptation, but devastation. After all, the aftermath of the eschaton and the departure of the dragons saw elsewhere only healing by a direct intervention from the world spirits. A problem then arises when it would seem that the very presence of a world spirit is the catalyst for such violent environmental turmoil. To resist it is to resist an overbearing deific power, all whilst the world around you attempts to survive the change as well. And so we find the 5 of you, 6 of you, beg my pardon, currently astride some large beasts of burden, and we collectively gonna have to do.
Collectively.
Oh, an error has occurred on YouTube. Okay. What happens if I end that stream? Hold.
We as a collective meaning we bullied Dan.
Yes.
Accepting this creature.
Livy said it enough times in the chat that it had to be from true.
Livy did say enough in the chat. My apologies. I was so distraught. I don't actually think I uploaded it. Did I upload it? I've got a picture of it somewhere. Oh lordy, I've uploaded so many pictures today, but not the one that was really important for the start of the session. Well, tell you what. What amongst yourselves? Sorry, my ADHD brain is thoroughly kicking in. Amongst yourselves, what is astride these magnificent beasts that we will see in a moment? What would what do you, between the 5 of you, tell me what scene, like what horizon you see in front of you? Like what does the first step, the first leg of your journey look like?
I want to know how many people can sit astride these things at once. And are we pairing up? Are we threesoming? Are we?
Yes, there are 3. So you've been gifted 3 of these magnificent beasts of burden, 2 astride. There's room for there's one driver, if you will, holding the reins, and there is a second on a slightly elevated perch behind the rider, who can their height, their extra height allows them to be a sort of like a lookout, give them a bit of a vantage point to spy from. I will lock in that Abe and Cooper are on one of the beasts.
Together?
Yes. They have tag teamed.
Oh.
Yes.
Yes. Abe is riding.
Abe's the little spoon.
Abe's always a little spoon. Yes, Abe is piloting this beast, and Cooper is the pillion passenger. And yeah, who's joining Griffin?
I'll go with our boy.
Yay.
Okay. Sorry, I'm trying to get this YouTube stream back up and running while.
Does that mean Cass is with Mummy? I mean, outage. I mean,
I mean, mummy. I mean,
Mother, I mean,
I mean,
we know our audience, okay? We know.
Yeah.
We
We
know.
know ourselves, Theo.
the two best girls. Two best.
We are the
girls.
two best
audience.
girls. Yeah, two best girlies.
So sorry, we've got Abe and Cooper. Who's with Griffin? Is it Gardy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Griffin and Gardy. And then, I'm not multitasking. Well, my apologies.
It's Cass and Coraline.
Yeah.
Cass and Coraline.
Cass and Coraline, perfect.
Yeah. Double
Who-
C's, double G's.
for my benefit. Okay, who between Griffin and Gardy, who is piloting? Who's maneuvering this large beast?
I think I probably would be. It's very much in my wheelhouse.
Yeah. I was going to say the same.
So Gardy's piloting, and between Cass and Coraline, who's piloting?
I feel like Coraline's probably piloting in this instance.
Okay.
Cass is passenger princess.
Oh yeah. Every time.
Okay, I'm going to reuse these settings. Beg my pardon. I'm just about to get the YouTube back. Apologies. Just imagine this is flawlessly done, and then that's what we're going for. Next, done. Right, turn that on.
Who did we find out who's driving between Abe and Cooper?
Abe's driving.
Abe is up front there.
Obviously.
Yeah.
As if he'll let Cooper drive.
We had a quick little chat in our little WhatsApp group. Is this a creature that Abe has already known? Like,
I can imagine that perhaps the reason Abe is piloting this large creature is because, I mean, I can imagine that you may never have seen Abe with such kind of gleeful joy in his eyes, but yeah, the six of you are astride these large creatures. I mean, they're like they are large on all fronts. Realistically, to look at Abe astride the reins seat of the creature, he looks normal sized, and by normal I mean Cooper sized, Griffin sized. He doesn't look like a 9-foot tall behemoth. But Livy, just go ahead and describe to me what the creature you've managed to secure is.
So the creature has a very large shell, sort of speckled. Actually, they come in different specklings, but predominantly sort of red and white spots. And inside the shell is a kind of black and white bear-like creature with long fingernails and sort of little bear-like ears and a sort of longish snoot. And Abe introduced them to the party as Snadgers.
Snadgers!
So yes, the six of you are astride 3 Snadgers. They curious creatures, but like intimidatingly large in stature. despite the relatively low kind of ground clearance that they have. Yes, they've got these kind of large, kind of radial mollusk-like shells on their backs, but you also notice that there's it's almost like an armor plating made of a similar material that starts just behind their eyebrows and kind of goes up the back of their spine. It strikes you in a way as a bit of an armadillo. If you described an armadillo to someone who'd never seen an armadillo before, this is kind of maybe what they would come up with.
An armored bear. Yeah.
Yes. An armored bear with a big old shell on its back. And yeah, so Abe, Gardy, and so was it Cass or Coraline piloting? Coraline. So the three of you are sat in the front seats with these reins that are attached. The creatures, Livy, would you say the creatures sorry, Cass, you cannot for a moment consider that these things are actually called Snadgers. But that seems to be the name that Abe is very affectionately giving them. But Abe, the Snadger, is it rather docile? Is it like, what's its temperament like?
Yeah, kind of, sort of. They're quite sort of. They look docile and they look quite bumbling, you know. They're kind of move in a kind of slow, steady, even pace. But Abe has warned them that they do have a nasty bite. And you would probably have to go see the herbalist if they bit you.
Okay. So they
carry diseases.
They are capable of going from badger to honey badger.
Yes.
Badger?
What's a badger? We're talking about Snadgers.
Snadgers, of course. But yes, so we have 3 Snadgers. And then the other 3 of you are up on slightly elevated saddles. I would argue perhaps it might be... Well, I'll let you decide whether you're sort of like on the saddle in inverted commas normally or whether you're sitting side saddle. But as Cooper, as we can see illustrated in this picture, has decided to go traditional in his saddle usage, but perhaps it's somewhat uncomfortable as this thing lopes along. Your legs are having to be quite splayed to kind of fit over the circumference of this shell.
It's not made for little people.
It's really
small boys.
It's really not. Yes, Cooper, with your crossbow out, you have as uncomfortable as it is, you have got a good kind of vantage as you glance around. But yes, as the 3 of you are kind of plundering along the start of your journey, I will backtrack slightly to to just before you left, because one of our number has recently come into some loot. And Gardy, we discovered at the end of the last session that you had plucked a total of 6 potions from Dottie's kind of herbalism bench, like alchemy bench. So what I'm going to go ahead and say is 3 of the 6, 3 are common, 2 are rarer, and 1 is rarer still. And the way we can figure out exactly what it is you did pick up, if you can, so here, 3 are common, 2 are rare, 3 are common, 2 are uncommon, 1 is rare. So if I can get you to roll a d12, please.
I'd like
2d12, bring it on, 2d12.
2 d12s.
2d12.
Where have I put my dice? Hold on. Oh, I'm so old. Here they are. 2 2d12. There we go.
Okay, so we have an 8.
Okay, good.
Okay, so there are one of the first potions you picked up is a minor stamina potion.
Yeah.
Now, I will let you decide whether you picked up multiple minor stamina potions, or I'll let you roll again, and then but that'll be you. So that would mean you only picked up one stamina potion, unless you happen to roll again. So do you want to stick with one, or do you want to take more?
Nah, let's go one. I want to go. Let's see what's on the list.
Let's do another 2d12. Okay. You also, off the back of a 10, one of the vials you picked up, you noticed contained this sort of like mulch, like they look like mulched up leaves kind of suspended in this limeish, yellowish kind of liquid. It doesn't look particularly appetizing as a concoction, but you identified them as varick leaves. And you know that if you were to consume this tincture, this vial, and make sure you get all of the 2 leaves that are crushed up inside it, you would immediately gain 2 hope. So hang on, let me start chucking these into chat. So I guess the question is, did you pick up 1 or 2 vials of varick leaves?
I want to roll the dice as many times as I can. I'm
What's behind door number 3?
Yes.
Come on.
Okay.
Give me more of them.
So varick leaves.
I'm very consistent.
What's that gonna? What did you roll? You've rolled a 9. So you. So on the other hand, next to the varick leaves, it was very fortunate that you didn't pick up this 3rd vial, thinking it was also varick leaves, because it looks rather similar in texture and appearance. But you have just picked up, well, you borrowed some grindletooth venom. And you know that grindletooth venom deals physical damage and does extra damage if you coat your weapon with it.
Nice.
Okay, so those are your 3 commons. For your uncommons, if I could get you to roll 3d12. I'll start putting these potions in your character sheet, Gardy, and then we'll figure that out. What was that you just rolled? You've rolled an 8. It's another minor stamina potion.
Or well, I'll see if you'll let me do this. Or is it?
Or is it?
Or did I go to pick up another one of those and I had a premonition that made me feel like that wasn't the best one to go for?
Okay.
So I'll use my premonition ability, a once per day thing that lets me reroll an action that I don't like the outcome of.
Sure.
Nice. This is a really good use of that very powerful ability.
Very powerful ability.
This is an 8. I'm gonna. All right, fine.
A 25. Okay, that sounds much more spicy. Yeah. As you hold on, as you pluck out, you go to pick up, and you realize, no, I don't want another stamina potion. Instead, what I will pick up is a major stride potion that gives the drinker +1 to their agility until the next rest.
Ooh.
Major stride potion that goes in your kitty. And your second, do you want to take 2 of those, or do you want to roll again?
You know the answer, Dan.
Okay.
Big money, big money, big money.
Big money.
22.
Slightly smaller money.
You wonder, given the natural challenges that are going to present themselves in the very near future, perhaps it would be good if Dottie won't miss. I mean, Dottie's not going anywhere. She won't miss the gill salve, which, when applied to your neck, allows you to breathe underwater for a number of minutes equal to your level.
If we come back and she's drowned, I'm going to be devastated.
Don't worry. The likelihood of that happening is about as likely as all of your companions falling off a cliff in a moment where you think, I feel like I could have seen this coming. If,
I mean,
Yeah.
don't.
if
Only I had a
some form of
premonition. Only I had premonition.
Don't put that out in the world, Dan. It might happen. You never know.
Okay,
We've seen all the flame.
last but not
Yeah.
least, we're going big on this one. Please roll me
Money, big
a
money, big money.
4d12.
4? Oh my
Rare.
god! Ignore this. This is terrible. This is wrong. We're going again.
Okay.
32.
32. You spy, hidden at the back, seemingly forgotten, a potion that is lilac in colour, but there are flecks of gold and silver within it. They're like iridescent almost, despite being filtered by the liquid they're submerged in. And as you pick it up, wondering, could it be? And you shake it to see how the sparkles within kind of hang in the solution, you realize you have just picked up a Homit's secret potion.
Oh.
Which you know that after drinking will allow your next successful attack to automatically be a crit.
Oh my goodness.
Let me drink it right now.
So,
yeah, that's going to my big boy.
so there was a minor stamina. I don't think the leaves made it into your backpack. Okay, so you got a minor stamina potion, the Varic leaves, the Grindle Tooth Venom, the Major Stride potion, the Gill Salve, and Homit's secret potion. That is quite the loot list you've acquired there.
Wonderful.
Very good. So
I pass those bad boys out now before anything untoward happens.
yes, absolutely. If you let me know, or if you type in chat, type in the chat in Foundry who you want the potions to go to, and I'll start moving them around while
Will do. So very much.
later. That's all right. Additionally, as you're trundling along on the back of your Snadgers, that sounds weird.
Snadgers. Snadgers.
Right in them Snadgers.
You all there's an almost rhythmical clinking sound coming from some of you, as no less than 3 of you, Gardy, Griffin, and Cooper. Starting with Cooper, just a real quick description. How is the marble interweaved in your armor? But how's the marble been added to your armor to allow you for greater protection?
I feel like the I can't remember what they're called. The kind of like the supports that used to cover his arms for when he's firing. I feel like they've kind of been adapted and melded so that the marble is kind of in a kind of mosaic sitting between the metal. And I think that's on his shooting arm, the arm that got affected the most from the blast.
Mm-hmm.
And I think also there's a bit of marble now on the ends of his gloved supports as well, just to protect his hands a bit.
Okay, so a marble scattering, so little motes of white, kind of gloss white amongst your armor. Very good, very good. Griffin, how does your armor look different?
I like to believe they've made him sort of like another underjacket that sort of goes underneath it, and the marble's actually been placed like inside it, so you can't actually really see the marble. It's sort of been slipped in between the fabric.
Okay, very good. A bit more discreet on Griffin's part. And yeah, Gardy, how has your armor been augmented with the marble?
So some of the sort of studded sections of leather and lamellar have been slipped out of their sort of little holsters, and plates of marble have been put in their place. So I've got just sort of here and there interwoven bits of marble.
Okay, so similar in a way to Cooper's layout.
Yeah.
Okay. Very good. Meanwhile, happily astride his favorite beast in the world, Abe, there is a glint of white from your axe, as your axe has been augmented by the marble. May I suggest that Old Reliable may now be named New Reliable?
Well, he doesn't know if it's reliable yet.
Wow, this is
Could be awful. Could be terrible.
It could very well be. If I remember rightly, you've had a few chances to swing it, and it's the addition. Well, where is the marble on the weapon that it's augmented it?
I don't know if you'd call it rims. Like it's like it's been meshed into the edge of his weapon. Mm-hmm. So the thing remains the same, but they've kind of rimmed it either side with new.
Okay. So the cutting edge is now
made of marble.
Okay. So I guess the one thing you will have tested out, the addition of that marble to the edge of Old Reliable's blade, it does mean that it's like the marble is heavy, and even though it's not as it's very dense, but even though it's not as heavy as its density would imply, it's still kind of putting the balance slightly off in comparison to what it used to be. So you do get the impression that perhaps it will be a little less accurate. However, the edge is wickedly sharp. You could say it is brutally sharp.
Could you now?
And that would mean that if you were to ever roll maximum on the damage dice, you would then get to roll another damage dice.
That sounds nice. Do you know I have a feat that makes me roll maximum damage?
Well, well.
Uh-oh.
As you're in chat, Mr. Cosmo, because I've noticed the amazingness of your of the coding of Foundryborn is that when the maximum is rolled, it automatically rolls another dice, and I've noticed they keep on rolling. So we will see how that mechanical interaction clocks in if Livy decides to roll max damage, and whether she just does infinite damage.
Infinite damage. just everybody in the whole campaign is now dead after one roll.
Wow.
Ekso's explosion was nothing to do with the gods. It was just Abe hitting him really hard.
Hopefully there won't be a moment where Livy goes to roll damage and then the stream crashes. Just
It's
so many dice.
Well, it's not just the characters; it's everyone in the campaign.
Yeah, Explorers of Elsewhere is no more. Elsewhere is no more.
Elsewhere
it's
is
done.
No more. Okay, so yes, your new axe is brutal rather than reliable, but brutal reliable doesn't sound as swish as new reliable, so we'll go with new reliable. New brutal,
new
old,
brutal,
old brutal.
Oh, that's all brutal, that is.
And finally, Cassandra, how has alimony been upgraded by the marble?
Alimony has had a swish new inside job done on the inside of its barrel, I suppose. Because she wasn't going to get rid of it. She wasn't going to replace it. It's her gun. She took it from Cooper. So it's had a bit of an upgrade to help the magic process along the inside of the gun.
Sure. In which case, where the barrel of alimony, now that it's kind of in inverted commas coated, been replaced by this kind of marble tubing, it seems to in inverted commas refract the energy of your lightning blast from the arcane gem within, and it seemingly concentrates it into a more powerful blast, which will mean that on a successful attack you can roll 1 additional damage die and then discard the lowest result. Very, very good. So you are all each equipped with more powerful weapons. Are there any, while I sort out the potions, are there any discussions that the 5 of you had with each other real quick before, like in a mini flashback, any discussions that need to be had before you all start striding out into the wilderness?
Can we only hear what's going on in our own Snadger?
No, I mean you can. Well, whether it's up to you. I mean, if you want to, you can fundamentally have a chat with anyone, kind of thing. It's not like you're walking in file, I don't imagine.
Oh.
I mean, you can walk in file if you want. A line of Snadgers.
You can always snadge up to someone if you want to chat to them.
You can Snadger up. Do you think Snadgers have trails? Like snail, like
What,
they
from their like feet?
Do they secrete?
Sort of.
Do they have a tail, like a snail tail, or feet? That's my question. Are they like a Snadger mermaid?
They've got. No, they have got 2 front paws and then just
drag yourself along.
They are 4-pawed, so they're bumbling along. They're almost like an ursine turtle, but instead of a turtle shell, it's a kind of a coiling kind of snail shell.
Snail. Well.
Also, it's like some kind of snail badger.
Yeah, almost.
Almost, yeah. And it's curious that they're called Snadgers.
I thought that was just what they hurt while you're striding upon them.
Yeah.
Like the Snadgers.
They give you a real ache in the Snadgers, that's for sure.
I thought it was just all they said, like they're a Pokemon.
Snadger.
Snadger.
Yeah, they'd have to say it in a West Country accent as well.
Yeah, it had to be West Country.
But yeah, are there any conversations that anyone's having before before you head off at the start of the journey, kind of thing? Any?
As we climb aboard our Snadgers.
Yes.
I think once we're aboard,
As you Snadger up.
As we snatch her up.
I think Griffin will try and gather you all before we saddle up. About earlier, you're right. Like, you're right. All of you are right. Like, you don't know me from anyone. Like, you could quite easily just leave me in the jungle. So I need to know that I can trust you, but then again, I guess you need to know that you can trust me. So I got freaked out. I'm really sorry. I haven't heard that voice in a long time. That was the voice of Lord Golverian Sorrowwind. He's the head of House Stonebroth, like one of the largest Asavar houses in all of Elsewhere. He's not a nice person. He's a tyrant. And now I'm worried what he wants in that mountain. So I know we've got to do like Cass, I'm really sorry, but we've got like another issue on our hands now. Like Ekso is now one thing, and we need to go and talk to the Titans. I know this, and we need to go and help them. But can we go to the mountain afterwards? I think he's mad. He's powerful and he's mad. He genuinely believes that like the curse, and he points to his eyes. He doesn't believe that's a curse. He believes that's a message. He believes that's a message that the Sanguivar are meant to take over Elsewhere. And he will stop at nothing to make that happen.
Well, what's your dealings with him?
I used to be a servant in his court. You know, entertainer. Do my song and dance. Like, he wasn't too incredibly fond of it, but the rest, like his family was. And when the eschaton happened, he just went more mad. And he picked all of the servants that he believed, he saw was turned Sanguivar, and he tried to make them into soldiers. Like, he imprisoned us. And look at me, I'm not a soldier. I'm a silly idiot.
Well, that's no lie. But what? Well, so you're on the run from him, or is he looking for you? Or
a few of us were able to escape, and yeah, he wants to make an example of us.
Oh my.
I think Cass will step forward and she'll hold out her hand and say, "You help me do what I need to do, and I will help you do what you need to do."
Griffin shakes your hand and says, I was always going to be here to help you with what you need to do. But now I've got a favour to ask in return. And Cooper...
Yeah, don't worry, man. I don't want to help that guy. But if it's a way of finding out what's going on...
I mean, if Kickfran contacts you, just don't say anything about us. Don't say that, like, if Lord Sorrowwind doesn't know that we heard in on him, then we shouldn't be in too much trouble. We've got the upper foot on him at the moment.
Sure.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
Let's back up again.
Thanks for telling us.
Thanks.
It must have been pretty hard.
Yeah, it was.
So, as Griffin's revelation kind of occupies your minds as you carry on forwards, let us have a quick glance at the maps. because there a large group, like the group of you are heading in a northwesterly direction. To let me just sort out Griffin's token. There you go. So pull you all through there. So yes, the five of you, the six of you, heading in a northwesterly direction. This is one. Cool. So, having crossed the river into the forested valley from Riceville Nar, which behind you, the five of you begin traveling. You cross over another river that Abe connects to a large lake to the north, and that there is a passage through some low hills that will eventually lead you to the terrain between you and the kind of mountainous area that Pfizer calls home. But as you kind of emerge from, as you're traveling through the mountain, like this hilly pass, and you emerge into a new area, the way we're going to do this is the five of you each tell me one point of interest, one kind of interesting or exciting thing, place, location that you see, and then between the five of you, we then decide which of those directions is our journey, is our path. And yeah, we'll create this map fundamentally as we go. So with that in mind, Abe, who what is it you see?
I think the first thing that he sees is a cliff face that he knows that is called the Singing Rocks, which has lots of holes in it that when the wind blows, it makes various sort of howling sounds, and it's like a very tall rock face that has these natural holes throughout them.
That's cute. Oh, that's very cute. Okay, so we have the singing rocks. Theo. What is it?
I think kind of again closer to a higher ground cliff edge, we see a kind of beautiful waterfall of some description. I think that heading back towards the water, that you kind of have to walk under to go past it. Quite cavernous, and I feel like the rock is quite shiny. Seems to glitter as the water reflects off it and creates this kind of beautiful effect. A kind of natural wonder, I guess.
Okay. Very good. So a shiny, glittery walk under waterfall. Very nice. Nate, what does Griffin see?
I think Griffin will recognize the yellow fruit that Abe told him not to eat the first time we were in Riceville Nar. But they are growing in a thick, like a really thick sort of area of vines and brambles. But you will also see some very sort of thin pathways that have been made by some sort of animal that's been able to sort of traverse through the brambles quite easily and sort of clear thin paths through it.
Okay, so thin animal tracks.
Yeah.
Okay. And seeing these yellow fruit, perhaps with animal-sized nibbles out of them, Do you? Does that fill you with like confidence or trepidation for the state of that animal?
A little bit of confidence, actually. I don't think Griffin felt too bad after he had them the first time round.
Sure. Okay, amazing. So, yeah, thick, heavy vines with the yellow fruit, like the large yellow fruit. Georgia, what does Cass see?
I think Cass sees kind of through, again, like this thicker section of forest. There's a clearing that seems to be sort of completely leveled out, even though it's on a bit of a hill. It's dead straight, completely flat. And kind of coming out of this flat section of forest, you can't tell if they're standing stones that have been placed there or kind of natural growths in the earth, but they're just sort of jutting out in various spots and covered in vines. And you can't tell if this has been put here by keepers or if this is a natural growth that has occurred.
Okay. How many standing stones are there?
Cass can't quite tell, but probably about 7 or 8 at varying heights.
Okay. So just like a large, a flat area. So is it within the forest? Like
Yeah.
Within some trees. Okay. So a forested area. Yeah. These standing stones, are they sort of like in some form of a shape, or are they just sort of like in a
They seem to kind of be in a circle, so it
circle?
could reasonably be assumed that they were constructed, but it could also be a natural circle.
Okay. And last but not least, Tim, what does Gardy see?
I think to the north, kind of poking up through a stand of trees, are 10 or so enormous kind of seed pods almost that are tethered to the ground by vines and are kind of floating and bobbing around in the breeze. They are roughly the size and appearance of hot air balloons.
Very cool. How high up are they floating?
Probably about 50 feet.
Oh, so very high up.
Yeah, and they've got a thick, chunky vine from each of them that seems to be connecting them to the ground in one way or another.
Okay. So, in which case, yeah, in this kind of first leg of your journey, so I would imagine, how far might you have travelled? I mean, let's imagine that within the first, how far is it? That is not helpful.
Therefore,
About that far. So, I would argue within the first kind of 25% of your journey, you've, like, from Riceville Nar through the forested valley across the rivers, you've seen these 5 locations. The cliff face, the Singing Rocks, as Abe, perhaps the Singing Rocks being that mountain pass, or the hilly pass. So as you traverse between these kind of hills that rise up either side of you, you're kind of there's this almost kind of ambient chorus, like a woodwind orchestra kind of serenading you as you go along. Perhaps on the exit from the forested valley where you saw the 2 titans kind of dueling just over a day ago, perhaps that's our under waterfall area, to kind of lead you from the valley onwards to the hills. Perhaps in the forested valley itself, relatively near to Riceville Nar, perhaps suggesting why it was harvested for that meal. Griffin, we see the yellow fruit there, kind of blossoming on the bushes and the trees of the valley. the flat forest with the standing stones marks, that lies towards the exit of the hills into sort of like into the plains that lead up to Pfizer's domain, if you will. And emerging from those flat forests for the standing stones, we see these tethered, buoyant seeds, like seed pods, just kind of gently swaying in the air. Between the five of you, where would we like to focus our attention on this leg of the journey? So the singing rocks, the underwater wall, the waterfall walkway, the yellow fruit vineyards, the standing stones in the forest, or in the shadows of the floating seed pods. Where would we like to zoom in?
I want to see the seed pods. I hope they're big piñatas.
Yeah.
Full of goodies.
Give them a poke.
Give them a poke. Are we anyone wanting anything else, or are we going for seed pods?
Yeah, good for seed pods.
Okay,
Sweet.
in which case we zoom in as you as you're passing under these. So Gardy, are they quite nicely spherical in shape, or do they look more natural?
I mean, they're relatively spherical, but they're clearly like a natural feature. They are, there's some ridges and stuff that are quite organic, and a couple of them look like they sort of have just the very start of some splits starting to form on them.
Okay, and the landscape beneath them, is it kind of forested? Is it relatively open? What's the area you're walking through looking like?
I reckon they're probably where they've grown, because of how they shade out everything else. There's sort of clearings of scrubby, relatively open ground under them.
Sure. Okay, that sounds very, very nice. In which case, as you're walking under these floating seeds, these floating pods, let's go with Nate. You noticed it most when you came out of the forest that had those kind of 7-ish standing stones, but the temperature feels like it's notably dropped now that you've kind of moved out of the canopied area of the forest and you're in the open. And as you look up, these seeds are kind of floating around. They're kind of blocking out the sunlight to a certain extent, which doesn't help. But there just seems to be a much more notable chill on the air. And how does that affect these floating pods? How is this unusual coldness affect the pods?
I'm not completely sure, because Griffin's probably never seen anything like this before, so he's probably thinking is this normal? I don't know. But I would guess sort of he would notice a sort of when you get that frost that can sometimes sort of melt down, that he can almost see some sort of snowflake-esque patterns start to form on them.
Okay. So yeah, Griffin, in which case, as you're looking up, you see this ice beginning to form. You wonder if it's where the seed pods are starting to split ever so slightly. They look like they're about to well, you don't know what happens if they do split. Do they flower? Do they explode and send seedlets everywhere? Like, who knows? But you do notice that there seem to be these almost like icicles hanging off them by the splits that glint a slightly kind of yellowish, greenish color. And you acknowledge, oh, this is sap that's coming, like a sappy like substance that's coming out of them, and then some like freezing before it gets a chance to trickle and drop off. But yeah, as you look up and you see these icicles, there is a strong gust of frigid wind that kind of blasts the six of you, and it's strong enough that it rocks most of you back on your like on your seats, on your saddles, and
on our Snadgers.
Yes.
On our snaddles.
Snaddles.
Sorry, Dan.
on your snaddles, yes. And it's enough where Abe, who's leading this line of Snadgers, it causes your Snadger to sort of like rear up slightly at the sudden cold. And as you, like, Griffin, as you look up, you watch as this gust of wind blows all of the seeds, and they sort of like bounce against each other as the vines kind of hold on to one another. But I will need... I would need everyone... Well, as the seeds kind of collide into one another, these brittle sap-like icicles begin breaking off and plummeting down towards you like frozen arrows from overhead. So our drivers. So starting with Abe, what are you doing to help guide you and Cooper out of harm's way from this like rain of frozen sap?
I think he's going to try and control the Snadger, get it back on track, whilst he throws his shield to Cooper to use as an
umbrella.
an umbrella.
Okay.
For his fine little dragon skin.
Which ability would you like to use? An ability to control the Snadger?
I think ability to control the Snadger, so it'll be strength.
Okay.
To rear that Snadger down and out of the way.
Okay, in which case, please roll me a strength check. This will be full blown.
Roll for Snadger.
And obviously use an experience if you think you've got one that works. Let me know if you do.
I mean, I could use self-sufficient, as he is very good at looking after himself and his Snadger.
Yeah, okay. If you're happy to spend the hope, then I'll...
Let's do it. That is a 23 with fear.
Okay. So that bumps you down to 3 hope. Yeah, that's great. Okay, 23 with fear. You manage to wrench the reins on the Snadger. Tell you what, Livy, you made them. What does a Snadger sound like?
Sort of a bit wobbly, like a kind of like.
You asked for this, Dan.
When's it ever gone well when you've asked for sounds, Dan?
Well, it's like what would a badger sound like? It was full of snail, you know.
Phlegm.
Okay, so but it's a little bit wobbly, yeah.
It's wobbly.
So it's sort of like a
Not like a Wookiee.
not a Wookiee. Okay, that would be silly.
Stupid.
That was-
Stupid, Daniel.
okay.
It's a Snadger. God.
So, as you wrench your Snadger, it makes this warbling, phlegmy sound as you kind of wrench it to the left. I will. So you managed to do it. You throw your shield up to Cooper, and Cooper, you're able to sort of like bring the shield up and hold it over. It's surprising. Would you say it's surprisingly heavy, Cooper? Given it's an Abe-sized shield.
I mean, I wouldn't say it's going to be heavy, surely, because it is an Abe-sized shield. But yeah, so it is going to be heavy.
Gate.
Yeah, like no matter what, it's like holding up a big door or something.
Sure.
It's certainly heavy. I think he's able to balance it though, like standing on top of this snail holding this door, like a shield. Like, jeez.
In which case, yeah, you're able to bring it up, and sort of like you hear the sound. It sounds like heavy hail is just like raining down on the shield. But it's when you hear this sound of almost like splintering wood, and like as you look up and you see the tip of one of these kind of frozen sap icicles, just like inches from the end of your snout, and you like in the moment as you pull the shield away, you realize that it's been skewered by this shield, and it will now need some repair. Before, like, if you hand it back to Abe in the state it's in, it's going to have like a fist-sized hole that someone can poke Abe through. But yeah, the shield is fundamentally damaged. We'll need some repairing.
I lend you my shield, and what do you do the first minute you get it?
You know what? I'll represent this by saying, Abe, please remove 2 armor slots.
2?
2.
I have hardly any slots.
Yeah. Remind me of your armor slot count again.
Only like 10 or so.
Only 10 or so. How is he going to
7.
survive?
Actually, that doesn't sound right. I should have more than that. Oh, it's because my shield isn't equipped.
Anymore.
That's good because it's got a big hole in it now.
So it's already happened. I've unequipped my shield because it wasn't equipped in the first place, and that adds 2 armor slots.
So are you normally 12?
No, it currently says 7 on my sheet. And I should be more than that. I should be 9.
Yeah. Okay, fine. Yes, so fundamentally your shield is bust until you get a chance to repair it. Who's Guardy? You're second in the queue. How are you avoiding this like hail of ice spikes?
Right. Here's thing number 1 I'm gonna do is I'm gonna talk to my Snadger. When your Snadger's panicking, shout to your Snadger.
You do.
So I'll have a little Snadger chat with
Have a little bit of Snadger love.
With nature's tongue.
Can we change Titan Talks to Snatch Chat now?
Oh, and can I use my nomad experience, as I have spent lots of time riding about on Beast of Burden?
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Sweet, thank you very much. Yeah.
Always nice.
So I'm just gonna be like, keep your head down and keep going, Snadgy. I don't know if his name is Snadgy, but that's what I've called him. And then I'm gonna, if I may also, I would like to beast form into my armored sentry format, which I think I said was a tortoise, but
yeah.
You gotta be a tortoise riding a Snadger.
Yes. I considered a smaller
Poor
Snadger,
Griffin.
but
It's like, what's happening?
All I've heard is just you go, and then just turn into a tortoise.
And then I leap towards you and in the air go tortoise mode. And I'm just gonna squat on top of Griffin as a tortoise, and I just make fierce eye contact.
So no one's riding the Snadger. It's just
We're all
running.
riding the Snadger, but I'm trusting him. I'm putting it's in God's hands now.
So, okay, which ability are you using here, Gardy?
I don't know. I did a nature's tongue roll. I don't know if that helps.
You did a nature's tongue. Well, that will allow you to give Snadgy commands.
Okay, sweet.
That's for sure. What was your command to Snadgy?
To keep his head down and keep going.
Okay. A 20 with hope. You know what? We will use that, because I think if that had gone wrong, Snadgy would either not move or move far too quickly and erratically for anyone's benefit. Okay, so Griffin, you hear Gardy make warbling, phlegmy noises to the Snadger you're riding, then transforms into this kind of grey-scaled horned turtle, leaps upon you. And I mean, there is a rumor that Snadgers can't look up, but this Snadger does remarkably well to avoid the majority of the incoming danger. 20 with hope. That is absolutely fine. I believe that takes you back up to 4 hope. Cool. Very, very good. So Abe, well, Cooper, you watch as Gardy and a griffin and a turtle go yolloping past you on their Snadger. Finally, Cass, you're on the back of your Snadger, having just watched Griffin go tearing off. Yes. How are you protecting yourself and Coraline?
See, I have natural climber, which means I have advantage on agility rolls involve balancing and climbing, which I think I am probably balanced on the.
Perfect.
And that's a good question. I don't have much going on by way of protecting myself from spikes.
So let's put on some aggressive battle music. That will set the scene.
Oh.
So yes, so you're relatively well balanced, so you can see. I mean, I wouldn't go so far as to say this looks like the end of 300, and it's not like this wall of icicles heading towards you, but certainly, I can imagine these floating seeds are large enough that there's enough kind of dripping sap that there's a worrying amount of kind of rapidly descending spikes in your.
I have I can't, because I don't know how to use this new UI entirely yet. But I do have the explode outward ability. The
preservation blast.
Yes, that is probably the one, and I can preservation blast this sap away from us.
Okay, so we'll put that in your loadout. Okay. So in which case, if you want to use that, I think we can absolutely say that Coraline kind of goes to gun it, and then you're able to sort of deflect any shards that are about to impale you, Coraline, or your Snadger. In which case, if you roll me a spellcast check. There's no need in using the actual preservation blast, because all we need to know is that it deflects it blasts things away from you.
That is, before I do the wrong one, that is insight.
Your is insight, correct?
Yeah.
And absolutely use experiences if you so wish.
Something apart from hard-headed. No.
I'm headbutting these spikes.
Spend too much time with Abe.
Yeah.
If in doubt, headbutt it.
Okay, and 19 with hope. Perfect. So you tick up a hope, I believe, to 4. Yeah, that's correct. Okay, in which case, 19 with hope also passes. So, perhaps following suit with Griffin and Guardy's Snadger in front of you, Coraline sort of like whips the reins, and the Snadger moves with a surprising accelerated speed. And using your kind of native Asavari sense of balance, you're able to sort of like. Are you currently side saddle, or are you just kind of raw dogging this massive shell saddle?
Sorry,
Yes.
She chooses not to answer that, Dan.
Yeah, lady never tells.
Are you demurely side saddling on the back of this now? Or?
Particular instance of reservation blasting, he's jumped up on, he's balancing, she's surfing.
Are you Legolasing it?
Yeah.
Okay. In which case, Abe and Cooper, you watch as both Snadgers tear past you. Griffin appears to be holding a turtle, like a large tortoise over his head, with like falling sap spikes ricocheting off its shell. And on the other side of you, Cooper, you spy like Cassandra. I'm imagining almost like a Spider-Man, like spread-legged, one hand down, and you're just sort of like Space Invadering these spikes as they come down.
One looks so much cooler than the other one. You guess which one it is.
You really do.
Clearly, it's the turtle.
Yes, you're able to kind of successfully deflect any of the blasts that look like they're going to rain down on you, Cass. 19 with hope. That is more than enough. And the three of you manage to sort of like make it. Like as you sort of like move forward, the gust of wind just seemingly kind of gets stronger. Abe, where you're sort of like trying to still control your Snadger. Like it almost feels like flecks of tiny hail just kind of being buffeted into your face. But as you sort of like wince at this sudden kind of blast of Arctic wind, you emerge from out of the shadow of these pods, Guardy, where you're being kind of held aloft by Griffin, but you're facing backwards. You see that the winds that have kind of blown through this area were so violent that one of the pods, like the vines tethering it down, rips, and it just begins to sort of like slowly quickly drift away, carried by the cold wind. And who knows where that pod is going to arrive. If I manage to somehow make that thing relevant in the finale, I will give myself a pat on the back.
Destroy Darla Shah all over again.
Campaign 5.
Yes, as you watch as this seed pod kind of gets carried away, the chill around you suddenly kind of dissipates and dies down, and it immediately feels balmier, like the temperature's returning to normal. But yeah, as the six of you kind of glance over your shoulders, you can almost see this like wall of cold, frigid wind kind of moving its way across the landscape. And Abe, it is certainly not a weather occurrence that you have ever experienced on like here. Well, is it? It might be more similar to the weather before the eschaton, back when this area was mountainous and quite high up. But yeah, ever since the more tropical relocation, the more balmy relocation, you've not seen anything like this. And you can't help but wonder, well, who's kind of perturbed by the weather enough to have a little think about it, have a little chat about it?
Have a little think about it.
I'm quite perturbed.
I'm quite perturbed.
I'm quite
I think we're all quite perturbed, to be honest.
A little bit perturbed.
little bit. Just a little bit.
I'm perturbed about everything. So
I'm
yeah.
perturbed. Abe's perturbed that there's a hole in the shield. That's what's perturbing Abe. I like to think that it's finished and then the icicle has melted, so there's just a hole. So he doesn't know what happened other than he gave a shield to Cooper. He turns around and now there's a hole in it.
I didn't. It wasn't. This
is like
caused by the sap. Caused by the sap. Wasn't. Whatever that thing was.
Well, where's it gone then? What did you do?
It's melted. I'm very grateful. I'm sorry. Can I? Let me see if I can fix it. Can I fix it? I would like to spend time down fixing the shield.
Well,
whilst we're traveling. If I
have you got a lot of skills in garden gates?
I'm not an idiot. Well, to you, I'm an idiot, but I'm not one.
Well, what I will say is, as the six of you kind of fall back into like a marching order again, and all the other four of you can hear Abe chastising Cooper from the lead Snadger about this hole he's put in his shield. Enough time has passed that you notice that the sun is now definitively beginning to set on the horizon that you're moving towards. And it would seem that a moment to take a breather is quickly approaching. Let's go with tell you what, I'm gonna really make this random. Abe, that makes sense. As you're at the front, describe to me the area that the six of you stop in to make camp for the night.
I think it's kind of like a natural sort of basin within. So we sort of get out, and then there's sort of like a sort of little basin within this sort of plain that we've come out onto, and it looks sort of perfect as a sort of little indent against any wind that we could maybe sort of sit in. And he kind of points it out, and he goes, "Well, the Snadgers will need to settle down, I think, and we've got my shield to repair, and once I think it's probably a good time to start before we get any crazy weather again. Am I right?"
Yeah, I'm into that.
Okay.
Oh, then. Smooth little Snadger. Come on, Babs.
In which case, yeah, as you all begin to dismount and begin setting up camp, aided by some of the supplies that were given to you by the keepers of Riceville Nar. Any of you who are looking in a northwesterly direction to your location, well, I can imagine Abe. Abe, are you looking ahead to your destination, or are you more busy making camp?
Oh, he's making fire, finding soup. He packed some soup somewhere.
In one of these Snadger compartments.
Sure, I put some snoop around here somewhere. I don't know. I put it somewhere.
Who is looking ahead to your destination?
I think probably Cass is doing that quite intently.
Is anyone joining Cass?
I'll join Cass.
Okay. In which case, yeah, Cooper, you spy Cass sort of like on the periphery of the camp, let's say looking in the northwesterly direction. And as you kind of follow her gaze to the horizon, you can see what appears to be a mountain range, like laid out in front. Like I use mountain very generously there, like they're very, very tall hills kind of thing. But for a moment, it doesn't look all that unusual to see these kind of white, peaked, mountain-like structures jutting up on the horizon. I mean, seeing snow-peaked mountains is quite normal. If you weren't acutely aware of the significantly warmer climate that you're supposed to be in. And you instinctively shiver as this like cold breeze kind of seemingly blows through you for a moment.
No, don't like that, Dan. Try again.
Cooper, now played by Percy the Cat.
I'm sorry, it's the only way to get him from not biting me during the performance. I'm so sorry. I sensed it coming. I was like, I'm going to do it before we actually do start the thing. So.
But Cass, yeah, you hear you hear Cooper approach and then let out this as this cold wind kind of blows through the both of you. Yeah, what conversation are we zooming in on as you both stare westwards?
Haven't journeyed like this in a while.
Yeah. This feels very big, doesn't it?
Yeah. It's been, over a decade since we tried climbing mountains and fighting the cold.
Though it's not supposed to be cold here, is it?
No, that'll be the wild spirits. That means we're getting close. It's good.
Doesn't feel very good. But this is the right thing to do.
Of course it is. It's the right thing to do before all of this happened, and now doubly so. So,
Yeah, of course. Look, Cass, can I ask, why do you want to talk to them?
I want them to tell me something, and they will. I've always been persuasive.
There's no arguments there.
Have you ever heard from my family? Since we,
I mean, I think I had a very brief but concerning letter from your mother, but apart from that, which I did reply to, by the way, I told her that this was happening, but, to keep in touch, and I'd come visit, and it doesn't have to be awkward, but I never heard anything back, so didn't reach out again.
They vanished. All of them.
What?
After the eschaton. And not in the usual way that my family vanishes, how they do things. Nobody even stayed to look after the archives or the library or anything. It was just me. And this. And so I'm going to find a wild spirit and I'm going to ask it what happened. And it will tell me and everything will be okay again.
Why didn't you say something?
I'm saying it now.
No, I don't mean now. I mean back then.
I've not seen you in, 13 years?
No, I know that. But it doesn't mean I didn't want to... It's fine. I'm sorry. I'm sorry I had to deal with it.
Well, thank you for coming along, even if it was to do something stupid.
Hey, you know me, I'm full of stupid.
Some things don't change.
Cass, one more thing.
Mm.
Your magic, when that started happening, did anything else happen first? Like, were there warning signs? I don't know. Ever since the Esco fight, something weird's been going on with me, and I don't know what it is. Like, maybe talk about it at some point.
Yeah. No, that I didn't, but. And you see like a glint of the interest that you used to see whenever something new came up. We'll keep an eye on it.
I'll explain later, but I don't want to keep secrets, I promise. Like, I know Abe gave me a hard time. I really am not that kind of guy. I don't know what's going on.
I know. You've never been a bad guy.
A stupid one, sure. Thanks, Cass.
As Cooper peels away from Cass, we skip forward a short while to later in the night. A campfire is roaring and keeping you warm as the night becomes more and more oppressively cold as the hours press on. And you're not entirely sure whether it's the temperature that makes you feel as kind of achy and drained as you are, but there is a moment when you acknowledge it has been quite some time since you have had a long rest, and you feel that you will have to have a long rest now. So, as we prepare for our long rest, because there are no more short rests to be had in this adventuring day, if you will, we will jump on a quick break. When we come back, we will go through what it is that you're doing all on your long rests, and then we'll continue on our journey towards Pfizer's lair. So, we will be back in 10 minutes. I will. Apparently, YouTube is working again, but I mean, we're happy and cozy here on Twitch. If you are interested in what's happening, I don't need to talk about YouTube right now. Well, actually, I do, because it could go on before. If you're interested, hit the like button, subscribe on YouTube, follow us on Twitch, join our Discord. The link is in the description. And yeah, with all that said, we'll be back in 10 minutes. Catch you everyone in a bit.
Bye.
Bye.
Hello and welcome back, everyone, to Explorers of Elsewhere Live. Hello, hi, welcome. I am DM Dan. We are the Explorers of Elsewhere. We are playing the Titan Isles, the third campaign in the Explorers of Elsewhere series, using the Daggerheart rule set. Hurrah! We are rejoining our heroes who are coming to a rest at the end of the first leg of their journey across the titular Titan Isles, having recently left the village of Rife. Our heroes find themselves part of the way across the island's surface as they make their way towards the lair of Pfizer, one of the world spirits known as world spirits that reside here on the island, locally known as one of the Titans. And yes, as everyone kind of settles in for their long rest in quite a while, because you lot have been busy since your last long rest. We need to go around the houses and figure out what everyone's doing in their long rests. So let's start with I'm going to spice things up. Let's start with Nate. What is Griffin doing on the long rest? And I believe so if you're healing, de-stressing, or armoring, it just goes to max, I believe. And you can do 3 things. Does that sound about right? 105.
I've got 2 things on my long rest sheet on Foundry.
It might still be 2 each, and you just maximize it. I'm just frantically flicking. Whatever that absolute star Captain Cosmo has scripted into Foundry Born is most likely
2
correct.
and max and you max it.
Yeah, it says in the thing it's 2 actions and you max it out.
It is 2 and you max
except
it
for
out.
Hope, which is the same amount as a short rest.
Sure. In which case, yes. So starting with Nate, which 2 activities are you doing on your long rest? Oh, I think you're muted, Nate.
There we go.
There's our beautiful boy.
I am definitely going to clear stress.
Yeah?
I'm very stressed out. Griffin's had a bit of 48 hours, and I think he just needs to say, yeah, I think he's just gonna whack out some of his favorite tunes now that he feels like he's in a bit more of a safer space.
It's definitely Wonderwall, isn't it? Griffin strikes me as a surprise Wonderwaller.
A surprise Wonderwaller. No, he's gonna play like some tunes he thinks that everyone else will like. He's gonna play like some very almost like lullabies in a way, but not to sound too childish, to sort of help everyone else sort of de-stress, but majority just to de-stress himself.
Sure.
So I will clear stress. And would anyone want to prepare anything? Because I could always do with a bit more hope.
I'll prepare with you.
The dream, it's finally happened.
Okay, so you're preparing, so that'll be so you each gain 2 hope. Okay, grand. So yeah, if you tick up your 2 hope and then Abe will just remember that one of yours was a prepare as well. Tell you what, let's jump across to Abe. So we know you're preparing, so you're going to gain 2 hope as well. What else is good old Able Rick doing?
It depends if Cooper's going to repair my armor or his own. If he's got my shield.
I'll tell you what, as Theo has fled for the hills, it would seem.
We had a cat situation.
A cat dilemma. Okay, a cat crisis.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll tell you what. Let's jump across to Gardy. What's Gardy's 3, I believe, with your
because he has
selections.
Yeah, man, I'm chill. Oh, I don't have much to do. I'm pretty spick and span. Would anybody like to prepare with Guardy today? Cool.
Castle prepare with Guardy.
Cool. All right, sweet.
They've got to have a plan for when they get to the big ice mama.
Yes. What to do when big
Big mummy attack.
Yeah.
big mummy happen? Cool. So yeah, I'll prep with Cass. I guess I'll clear my last stress point. And I guess I'll work on a project.
Okay.
I'll start figuring out how to prepare a base for the god fixing ointment.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So you're working on. So Guardy is working on the anti-arcane crystallization salve or whatever it is you're planning on doing to Pfizer when you get there.
Yes.
Okay. How? I mean, what is that looking like? Is it herbal, alchemical kind of?
I think it's kind of herbal, but it's at the moment because we don't have the key herb that we need. It's just like it involves a lot of like oils and like just mixing it together with a bit of like fat from a creature that we've stabbed at some point. Yeah, just creating like a nice goop base and letting it like fester for a bit so that it's in a good condition to use.
Sure. Okay. Very good. Very, very good. So you're working on that. Which ability I'll be rolling out for that, do we reckon?
I don't know. I mean, I love an
Knowledge
instinct.
or instinct?
But it might be a knowledge, or a finesse.
Or
even.
finesse, because that's tinkering, isn't it? Yeah.
It is tinkering, probably a finesse.
Yeah, are you finessing it? That's fine.
I'll finesse it, and I will add my herbalist ability, which I got rid of. No, shit.
I've forgotten everything I know about herbalism.
God.
Just throw that out the window.
Oh, God.
I will ask the DM kindly and sweetly for an ancient wisdom bonus.
Sure.
Yay! Thank you.
Sure.
It's 12. I with fear. I'm afraid.
12
I'm afraid. I'm making it till I'm afraid.
Okay.
Partly because Ripley is just judging me.
And is that with your... that's with the experience, isn't it? Yeah, okay. So, 12 with fear. Let me create a new clock. And it's called Guardy's Cure. So, let me go ahead and show that to everyone. So let's make it a 4 o'clock. And your 12 with fear.
Yeah. Well, I think so. 12 with fear. It's a good roll. Top roll.
I don't think it is, realistically. I mean...
What?
Yeah.
What if it is?
But it could be.
But it could be.
Would you like to... Have you spent your rally dice?
No.
We should probably do that before our long
No. I need soothing, beautiful lullaby tunes.
It's one per session, so perhaps Griffin is somehow helping.
I'm playing some
Because-
nice music in the background.
Exactly, it's chilling me out. I'm feeling more relaxed, which allows me to do an additional.
Because what you're finding, somewhat worryingly, Gardy, is that maybe it's the ambient temperature, but like the base that you're trying to kind of mix together, like you haven't got all the right ingredients that you would normally have had to hand at home, but then it like maybe it's the cold, but like things just aren't meshing together properly. Yeah, go ahead and chuck your rally die on if you want.
What's my what's the rally die? Is it still D4?
It is a D6.
It's D8 now, isn't it?
Oh, it's D8 now, actually, yeah.
Whoa!
Since I turned level 5.
Is that a 15 you've just rolled?
15.
Can I also add on to that my Maestro ability now?
Which is?
Your rally song steals the courage of those who listen. When you give a rally die to an ally, they can gain a hope or clear a stress.
Okay.
So if you need any hope, there you go.
I'll take it.
That refunds your ancient wisdom. Okay, so if you tick your hope back up, that should take you back to 4, I believe. Very good, very good. So, you're up to 6 apparently.
Yeah, I've just chucked the prepare on.
Prepare on, yes, of course. Okay, so you're tanked out. But that +3 will take you to a 15 with fear, which, like, as you take a moment, like it's not combining, it's not mixing together. Something's not right. But as you take a moment to listen to Griffin's music, it gives you that kind of space to think and kind of take a moment to kind of relax enough so that when you turn back to the tincture, you realize that there's an ingredient that you haven't added, and adding that in a 15 will just get you over the line. So if a success with fear, I believe, is 1 segment. So we are now up to 1 of 4.
Nice.
Very good, very good. So there we go. So that is Gardy all sorted. What is Cass doing? Bork.
Besides from barking.
Cass will work on a project.
Okay.
Is she allowed to assist Gardy, or?
Yeah, if you want to chip in with the Gardy's cure clock, you can work on that as well. Which ability are you using?
Cass will use her knowledge, I suppose. She's
Okay.
She's well researched. She's done a lot of traveling.
That'd be handy because I'm pretty stupid.
Amazing. In which case, knowledge. By all means, pop on your experience. Roll them bones.
And roll.
Okay, a 13 with hope. Would you like to use your rally dice?
I will use my rally die. That's a D4.
Griffin's playing some good lo-fi at the moment.
My music to sort out a cure.
To study and sort a cure for, yeah.
Don't forget the vinegar.
You may add a D8.
D8. Let me find. Where are the dice? Where have the dice gone? Where have the dice gone?
Bottom. Right bottom.
It's not very nice to call Georgia a bottom.
Oh, right bottom.
Right bottom.
Oh, how do you know? They asked their cousins by everyone's character icons. Is there a way to just move it?
Yes,
All I
you.
can get to is a D100 at the moment.
I mean, if you trusted me, I can roll the D8 for you. Or if you can get to the chat, if you do /R space D8, that should roll it
I
out.
trust you to roll with D8 for me.
Okay. A foolish endeavor. Oh no, a fantastic endeavor. A 19 with hope. So you have already gained hope automatically, so that's good. A 19 with hope is a success with hope, which is
Nice.
2 segments on the progress clock. So I will stipulate now that with Guardians, you pass over the base of the kind of the salve to Cassandra. Cassandra is then able to kind of do her kind of magic bit on it to kind of charge and get it ready. We will not be able to complete this final segment until we have the prerequisite ingredients to finish the potion. So that will become something that you have to find before you can finish the cure. But congratulations between the two of you. For all intents and purposes, you've got an almost complete cure that you'll need to hopefully kind of cure Pfizer's corruption, crystallization with. So you've done a project, Cass. What's your other activity?
That's a good question. Would
So you
anyone
can
like?
prepare with
Yes.
Guardi?
I was going to prepare.
Okay, yeah. In which case, if you chuck your hope up by 2,
Thank you.
and I believe that takes you to 6.
Yes, I have all of the hope.
Okay. Turn that off. Okay. What about Abe? So you're preparing with Griffin.
I'm preparing with Griffin, but I was going to ask if Cooper is repairing my shield or if he needs. me
No,
to
I
repair
will
my shield.
prepare. I will repair your shield.
Okay.
Sorry,
fab.
I was going to say that earlier, but I was dealing with
No, that's all right. No. I just,
difficulties. Apologies.
so he's already preparing with Griffin. So the other thing you'll do is you'll just tend his wounds. So because he's got some hit points missing.
Okay. So yeah, if you bump your hope up to max, I believe, and your sort your HP out.
Yep.
Marvelous. And lastly, Cooper, what are your 2 activities? Repairing Abe's armor, by the sounds of it.
Yep. So he will very tentatively and actually with quite a lot of care fix Abe's shield. And I'm imagining I'm imagining with the armor that we got given because of the way that Cooper's is fitted.
Mm-hmm.
I'm imagining, I can't remember the term for it, that kind of like Japanese, like how they put the gold in the cracks of stuff.
Yeah.
I feel like he's basically doing that with the damage to Abe's shield. And it actually looks quite well done. It looks almost like a design. But he very tentatively works on that all evening. And I think it's because he wants to show Abe he does respect his opinion. It's his kind of way of apologizing because he understands that Abe is a person who likes actions over words. He's understood that. So he is making sure that Abe's shield is to the best of his ability. And he's worked on his own armor before. It's not something is out of his wheelhouse. And it's a bit pleasurable to just sit and work away and have something he can control. He can't seem to control anything else right now, so this is quite nice for him. And other than that, he will be clearing his health because for some reason he still has 2 hit points down. I can't remember why. So that'll be bandaging up any old wounds that still needs to be cared for and focusing on Abe's shield.
Okay, very good. In which case, as you heal up, you repair Abe's shield. As after you've finished, well, are there any conversations or any moments that we would like to highlight? Anyone would like to highlight for their characters?
I wouldn't mind a little natter with Griffin once people have started wandering off to bed.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Where does Guardy find Griffin?
Griffin's probably still sitting by the fire, still playing along, just playing either to himself or anyone's around.
Sure.
I'll just perch myself on a rock nearby and be like, you're really good at that.
Oh, thanks. Appreciate that.
I sort of fancied a quick chat.
I think Griffin sort of puts down his accordion. He goes, brilliant, because I've been meaning to chat with you as well. Like, because we've not really had a chance to actually get to know each other. What do you want to talk about?
Well, I just wanted to say that you're not the only one who's afraid, and it's fine. This time a couple of years ago, I was making simple poultices and trying to heal the odd cut or bandage a leg, and now I'm here, and very nice but very very firm lady is wanting me to talk to God, I think, and I need to save everyone of my people, and I don't think I can do any of. I don't have a clue what I'm doing, Griffin.
Oh.
So don't worry that you're the only one who's going to be up against something that you can't handle, because I think we all are.
Well, if you don't have a clue what you're doing, you're doing a really good impression of someone who does. Like you look like you really got your stuff together. How did you get involved with Cassandra, if you don't mind me asking?
I can't remember if I've mentioned to you or not, but since the eschaton, the weather in my home has not been right, and every year the rain's getting less, the animals we're losing more and more of them every year. So with my new special powers, everyone thought it'd be a good idea if I went and talked to the wild spirits to see if I can fix the whole situation. So I went off to civilization, and basically if Cass hadn't met me as well, Explorers Guild, I'd probably been stabbed in a gutter by now or something. I think she says it's mostly just because she wants to see how my powers work, but actually, I don't know, she's quite fun to hang out with after a bit.
I'm sure she is.
Yeah, she puts up being tough, but she is tough, but not all of her.
Well, we can be scared together if you want. But
sounds great. Yeah, you don't need to. I really appreciate you talking to us about what's happened. You don't need to go into any more than you're comfortable with. Just you've told us more than you wanted to, and that's a lot. And ultimately, you're still with us, and that's what matters.
Thanks, Guardy. You don't know me at all, and you've been nothing but kind to me since you met me. So, thanks. I hope I can repay that in some way.
Yeah, like I say, Gordon's really good, so Nearly, you're on your way there already.
Any requests?
Not sure if you'd know much from... Is there any chance you know where the wind blows to?
Griffin will have a little think. And could you maybe hum it? Maybe join in a bit? And then maybe I can go along?
Not much of a voice, but I'll try and just do a little bit of recognizable but ultimately pretty off-key humming.
And Griffin will sort of join in and then be able to sort of catch the melodic sort of rhythm of it and start playing it.
Yeah. After a bit, Guy's probably having a little tear or two. And yeah, just eventually wander off to bed. Maybe they give you a little hug first.
Someone hugged me first, yay!
Very good. Are there any others? The GM has a scene.
Oh God,
no!
Yes.
The GM has a cutscene ready. Would anyone else like to have a scene?
I'm scared now, Dan. But sure, whatever you want.
Gardy just wanders back like, well, a good chat, Griffin. I'm glad nothing of any significance is going to happen overnight.
Yes, I'm glad it's going to be a nice and lovely quiet night. Good night, Gardy.
My favourite kind.
I'm sure you will sleep well.
Well, if there's no one else. There are flitting images as you dream, Cooper.
Okay, let's go.
And they feel like scenes. To regard them, they are scenes you have not witnessed, yet you seem to be incredibly familiar with them. Scenes of banners, regimental banners fluttering in the wind, the sounds of pained screams and swords clashing on armor and shields. The thunderous chorus of charging battalions colliding into one another. Arcs of magic soaring through the air, resulting in devastating explosions as they detonate amongst the masses. And it feels as if your view of whatever battle this is, one of many, many battles, it feels as if you are observing it from on high. And the details of what you're seeing are obscured by the passing of clouds, by the gathering of clouds. And as your vision turns heavensward, you suddenly feel this plunging in your stomach, and just when you jolt awake at the sensation of falling. And what is the first thing you look at in your, like, what are you sleeping in? Have you all got tents? Do you reckon the villagers of Riceville now gave you tents?
Hope so.
Yeah, I hope so. Otherwise, we're sleeping all huddled together on the floor. In the ice
under a snadger.
Yeah, Abe just cuddled up with a snatcher.
That sounds about right for Abe, though, to be honest. Yeah, I
Okay.
think if they've got like little tents or
You're in a tent.
like,
Okay.
yeah.
In which case, as you wake up, yeah, what's the first thing you look at? Like,
I think I
what's-
reach from my chest to make sure like whatever's caused me to fall, if it's actually affected me at all. I think that's the first thing I think you'd go to.
Okay. And as you sort of like pat yourself and okay, everything's fine. Everything's okay. You look down at your hands. And rather than the copper-like scaled fingers you're used to seeing, you find yourself looking at a large fingered hands covered in a pale, pallid skin. And you feel in this moment larger. And as you glance towards a mirror, the face that looks back at you is a gaunt one. A large, crooked, a large hooked nose sat beneath two eyes sunken into eye sockets and cracks across your cheek that glow with a slight green hue. And shoulder-length blood-red hair spilling down around your head, a braid falling across your collarbone. And as you frown and you bare your teeth slightly, you see the blackened fangs that adorn your mouth. And you realize you are looking at your own reflection, Ekso. And as you look into the mirror, you find yourself, your head tilts slightly as your face twists into confusion, and you feel the skin on your cheek blister ever so slightly more. You hear yourself say to yourself. I knew there was something different about you. You have heard it as well, haven't you?
Who is it?
The calls of panic. The desperate pleas for safety. It's ironic, isn't it?
Who is it?
I would have thought that someone like you would have figured that out by now, but it would seem that we both share a link to her. And you feel your own eyes widen with this slightly maniacal glee as you stare at yourself in the mirror. I would have thought that you would understand the calls of Kervotha. I noticed when we met in Dorlashal, your horns. Was that a mark of shame for you?
was a way of eating and surviving, actually. Sod off, Ekso.
How can I? We are bound, you and I. Servants of the sundered dragon.
I serve no one.
That is the spirit. Knowing that you can turn your back on a weakling like the dragon Kervotha. That is the path to true power. She clings to us like an infection. What would you do to cleanse yourself of her? I was her champion once. What about you?
Nothing. I've done nothing. I've just lived my life. Stop bothering me.
She chose you for a reason, Dragon sent. She sent you for a reason. Maybe. And you, Ekso, you're not sure anymore. You leaning closer, and a wind blows open the doorway of the tent that Ekso is in, and the moonlight casts sharp relief across his disfigurement, across his disfigured face. Maybe we will find out your purpose together. And as he leans back, your vision turns with his head to the open doorway of his tent. And in the distance, you see, in the rising light of the morning, the steam emanating from a large floating island in the center of a caldera. And the telltale warm glow of Burunam. And you awaken a second time, and you immediately go to feel your chest like you thought you did a moment ago. And you see the same dawn rising over the horizon. In the aftermath of a long rest, I will advance the clock 3 times.
What? With me?
That's so many times.
And I should reset my fear, so instead I will reset my fear for a new day to D4 plus the number of players. I reset to 9 fear.
Damn, son.
That's too many fears.
Yeah, no, that's too
That's
many.
way too many fears. Way too many. Mm-hmm.
Ekso.
That's max fears. That's not good.
Ekso is not heading to Pfizer. He is heading to Burunam. But Cooper, as you start to try and ascertain what this even means and what the ramifications of it are, you start to hear the sounds of your companions awakening for a new day. And we will advance forward ever so quickly to the next leg of your journey. lightning round again. Well, let's say lightning round. We'll go around the houses for what we all see on the second leg of our journey. Let's start with no, we won't start with Cooper. Let's start with Abe. What's what one kind of point of interest is Abe kind of enraptured by as you press onwards?
I think as we go onwards, we see a sort of mountain peak-esque in the horizon that has been shattered, so the top of it has come off, and it's completely charred, and it looks like it's been struck multiple times by lightning, and it's sort of left a blackened sort of stump of a mountain, a mini mountain.
Okay. What about now? We'll come to Cooper. What terrain? What point of interest captures Cooper's attention?
Would we say that the weather has got fiercely sharper? Like, how cold is it now?
As the six of you, Coraline included, awaken, you kind of take a moment. It's quite shocking, actually. There is a notable layer of frost across the ground. The ground itself seems harder, like the pegs that you kind of attached pegged the tents down with, they come out of the ground that much easier because it's just so much kind of harder and kind of more it's colder, so the pegs come loose quite easily. And Livy, what was so you're in a bit of a basin, right?
Mm-hmm. A bit of a basin.
So yeah, you notice that there are hanging icicles from the edges of the basin. There's scatterings of snow on more elevated areas. Were there any trees nearby?
Yes, but sparse.
Sparse, okay. The trees in more elevated positions, you've noticed, have almost overnight begun heavily shedding leaves, like a sudden onset of autumn. We've skipped autumn, we've gone straight to winter. So there are piles of, and the leaves are just kind of laying on angles that show that they've almost flash frozen suddenly. The world that you're waking up into looks remarkably different. It feels colder. The sun reflects off the frozen ground that much more brightly. Yeah, wildly notable.
In that case, obviously, as we're getting closer to Pfizer, I feel like we come across a frozen lake of some description.
Mm-hmm.
But the it's almost like black ice frozen.
Okay.
It's like a particular sort of ice, and it feels sudden. It doesn't feel because of the nature of the weather. It doesn't feel like it's a lake that's definitely supposed to have frozen over. I think you can still see. It's almost like it's been sudden, so you can still see the fish quite close to the surface where it's frozen very quickly. And the fauna just seems to have frozen on the side. It hasn't seemed to be. Nature has been able to react to the cold. So it's a strange vision.
Sure. Okay. So we've got this almost flash frozen lake type river. Very good. Very good. We'll say that's the end of our leg. So we've got the start of our leg and the end of our leg. Griffin, what took your attention between Abe's between the mountains that's been struck and scorched by lightning and this frozen lake?
Griffin will see quite a large meadow.
Just gonna hold you there. Hello, Popewell Build and Other Doc. Hello for raiding. Hello,
Ooh,
thank
a
you.
little bit
Hi,
of a raid.
welcome.
Hello.
Hi. Welcome, Explorers of Elsewhere. My name's DM Dan, and this is Livy, Nate, Georgia, Theo, and Tim. Welcome. We're playing some Daggerheart. Yes, to the ramparts. We're being attacked. We're being raided. No, thank you all for joining in. Massively, real quick recap. Everyone is on an island called the Titan Isles, which is home to two gods with small g's, known locally as Titans, and our adventuring party are heading towards one of these Titans because bad things are happening. the Titans have been corrupted. Everything's going to hell in a handbasket. It's getting very cold, as for reasons unknown, or for reasons undetermined, unconfirmed. Yes, we have just had a long rest, and we're now beginning to venture out into our second day of journeys. That's pretty much us wrapped up. So, yeah, Nate, sorry, continue on.
I feel Griffin is looking over sort of like a large meadow, which he kind of gets the impression that it would usually be quite plush and quite green, with flowers and such. But at the moment is covered in sort of like he can see sort of like the fine frost that's sort of scattered all over it and the twinkling of that in the sun. And in the middle of this meadow, he noticed sort of like these large beasts, like these large furry beasts. But he can't really get like a good look at what they look like because they're all huddled together for warmth in the middle of this meadow. Sure.
Okay, very good, very good. So huddling beasts, frozen meadow.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. Cassandra, what do you encounter after this kind of frozen meadow?
I think we end up walking along this kind of ridge, overlooking a valley, sort of trees spotted around, but it seems to be sort of like this deep cut out of the earth. And at the bottom, covered by vegetation but still very visible, is the ancient bones of something very big. You can see kind of the jutting rib cage coming up towards the sky, and you can see kind of the curve of what might have been a skull, and it's a reminder that this is the Titan Isles and there are big beasties about.
Do you feel like, were these bones, have they been revealed by this sudden like flash freezing, or?
I think they've always been there, but I think the vegetation, a lot of it hasn't survived the sudden flash freezing, and it's turning to mulch and it's kind of withering around. So bits of the bone which haven't been revealed to the sun for quite a while, kind of yellowing and parchment-like, have started to come through.
Okay, very good, very good. In which case, Gardy, what do you notice after this sort of like large creature's resting place?
On a hillock a little ahead of us is a ramshackle old hut that is crystal, kind of is glittering in the frost, and it looks as though someone has crudely drawn a weird stick figure on it in the frost.
Okay, yeah, fair enough. No, is there anything unique about the stick figure, or are we talking like proper circle and then a couple of lines for arms, legs, and torso?
Yeah, but there's too many lines.
Too many lines. Okay, very good, very good. Abe, who do you muse might be the owner of this hut? I mean, you're a fair way from Riceville Nar. It's not your hut.
Could it be my hut? New home.
Looking for new real estate.
I mean, have you
Anyone
got any
can, anyone
theories
can
on?
be your hurt if you have a big enough axe.
Yeah, have you got any theories on who this hut might belong to, given that, most civilization tends to stick to rice Vilnar?
I think it's a trapper's hut, so probably used for people traveling out to hunt, and this is maybe the last peg that they've built a place that they can stay between hunting trips. So it's used as a
Okay, so trapper's hut. Marvelous. In which case, as you kind of continue on this journey, the lightning scorched mountains, the frozen meadow with the creatures kind of huddling for warmth, the overly large creature's skull jutting over and frozen over, and this curious hunter's hut that's been vandalized with a little stick figure. We then the journey the path that you take, Abe. I'm assuming you're still leading your troop of
course. Me and Babby.
Troop of 6. Okay, so in which case you find yourselves moving down onto a path, and you realise that the path in front of you seems to have been frozen over, like a black ice type frozen. It dawns on you very quickly that the path that you're following is actually a river that has very, very quickly frozen. Cooper, as you kind of look off the sides of the Snadger that you're sat on, you notice that there are creatures kind of swimming under the surface, but some of them aren't moving at all, almost as if maybe they've just been caught and frozen in place by the sudden extreme change in temperature. And after a little bit of testing, you realize that the ice of this frozen river is actually quite thick and will support the weight of the Snadgers and you riding on them. So trusting in the squidgy paw pads of your Snadgers, the 6 of you begin kind of heading onto the river as it kind of cuts this kind of trench through the hills, and it's, if you can follow, you know that this river most likely runs from the mountains that are behind Pfizer's lair, so this is almost a really handy shortcut, if anything. And as you're moving along this river, in the distance, you hear this almost like trumpeting noise. And those of you on the backs of the Snadgers with a little bit of extra height, as you peer between these sort of like rock structures that are jutting out from this frozen river, you see this silhouette of a large mass of creatures moving towards you. And you very quickly notice that heading at a gentle pace in your direction is what appears to be a herd of large mammoth-like creatures. But in lieu of a large trunk, there's this like bone-like horn that starts from just below their eyes, goes down the length of their skulls, and then kind of flares out into 2 almost like spade-like protrusions. It looks like the horn looks like a giant scoop, a giant shovel of sorts.
If only we would have ridden those in.
We could have ridden those in.
If only we would have ridden those in.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Plowing snow.
Funny that. But yes. Abe, is there a name that you give to these creatures?
Big bastards.
You can use the one that I tentatively coined if you would like. You'd like the dealer's choice.
Go on, Abe.
Trying to put together the word shovel and mammoth. It's just
I mean, the name I came up with is Shovel Tusk, but
shovel tusk. Okay, shovel tusk.
Okay.
Yeah, let's
So,
go with
Abe-
shovel tusks.
Abe, I can only imagine there's a true moment of like, oh, Mr. Frodo, Shovel Tusks.
Shovel tusks.
Yeah, as you see this herd of shovel tusks heading towards you, I think it would be somewhere between Griffin, between the others of you, who might know what the actual name for these creatures are, or who might have researched it, like learned about these creatures.
Feels like a Guardi.
It feels like a Gaddy.
Yeah. So Gardy, you're able to acknowledge that these creatures are called mammothorns.
No, they're called shovel tusks.
And yeah, this herd of mammothorns, or shovel tusks, as Abe seems to be referring to them as, sort of like slowly kind of trundling towards you. They don't have trunks like a mammoth would. In fact, they just have like a mouth behind their nose horn. But yeah, every so often you just hear them kind of release these kind of key, like, almost like a whale song like sound. As and
It's
like
a whale
the
going
ground,
past an ambulance.
and like the ground kind of shaking, like you can see the sides of the sides of the river, like the banks of the river, kind of shaking slightly at the impact of all of these large mammothorns like trundling towards you. And yeah, so we find the six of you. I haven't got tokens for the Snadgers, unfortunately, but I'll just put you in pairs, and then we'll just.
They're
What's the
vital.
point if we haven't got Snadger tokens?
What is that point?
Yeah.
Yes, we've got. I mean, I could give you Earth Elementals. That's roughly the same, right? Although I think these might just sit on top of. Yeah, they sit on top of you. We'll use the power of imagination. Yes, you see this like herd of mammothorns slowly kind of ambling towards you. And then, with the expenditure of a fear, you hear in the distance, reverberating off the sides of this riverbank,
Boy.
a snickering, a snarling, and then a telltale howl. And who's got the highest instinct? I think it's Gardy, right?
I've got +4.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll be Gardy.
Gardy, in which case as you sort of like you stand up in your stirrups to get a bit of a better vantage point to see what's happening. And on the banks of the river on either side, like behind the mammothorns, you see what appears to be a pack of lupine-like creatures. And as they, like, you see one of them, its head back, eyes closed, as it howls into the cold, wintry air, and then almost as if it's a war horn. The creatures then break into a run, like break into a gallop almost, and they begin running down into the valley. And the mammothorns seem relatively like oblivious to this until you see at least 12 of these 6-legged wolf-like creatures descend on the trailing mammothorns at the back, and there are kind of panic sounds from the mammothorn as these wolf-like creatures descend on it and begin biting into its ankles. And you watch as they're larger than wolves. They're small horse-sized, but you watch as the 12 of them work together in tandem to bring down one of the mammothorns. And as the sound of the mammothorn crashing to the ice rings out, the other mammothorns sort of like their heads twist to try and get a look behind them as best they can, and in a panic, realizing they are surrounded, they are being flanked by predators, they begin to run towards you. And as these mammothorns begin their stampede in your direction, who is taking the spotlight first? I will put us into a pseudo initiative. This is our first combat using new Foundryborn. In the encounter tracker, so the little cross swords in Foundry, there is now a hands up button, so you can actively tell me that you would like the spotlight as an aside. Yes, who is taking the spotlight first?
Where?
Where the little chat box is, so where you got chat and then combat encounters and actors, sort of like top right hand corner.
I see it. I got it.
Top right of your screen, it's two cross swords underneath the
little speech
Cross swords.
Okay.
I got it.
If you right click it, it also pops it out, so you can have it anywhere on your screen and then also have chat open. Yes, you can absolutely put your hand up to say, give me the spotlight. But who would like to go first?
I mean, I don't mind.
Okay. Go, Abe, go.
God, I mean, we're not gonna fight
So
them, are we?
bear in mind, you are on the back of... So we'll just have to remember that you two are on the back of Snadgers. Snadgers which are panicking because there is hundreds of tons worth of furred flesh barreling towards you. But
Can I direct my Snadger to behind the large rock face in a hopes of it can be a barricade against the shovel tusks?
Yeah.
In a kind of like, if we stay here, they might just run past us. So I want to go try for there.
Okay. What ability are you using to commandeer, to navigate your Snadger?
Well, it's going to be a force of strength.
Okay.
Get it in line. He knows what he's doing, and it's strong. And
Okay. Roll me a strength check. By all means, use experiences if need be.
no worries. Let's do that. Strength.
Oh,
I
it's a
think that was a crit.
Whoa.
Nice.
That's a crit. Okay, yeah,
And move faster.
So, Cooper, you are kind of like Abe pulls hard on the reins, and the Snadger, like perhaps this is Abe's, Snadger piloting expertise, but he's able to maneuver the two of you behind this large rock, just in front of you to the right. Abe, are you just waiting for these mammothorns to pass, or?
I think that's the idea, or at least enough that we can kind of wait for a moment to keep going. But I think the hope is that they'll just whoosh past us.
Okay. In which case, you successfully move yourselves there. I will spend another fear. And Abe, as you kind of handbrake turn your Snadger in against this rock, Cooper, as you kind of glance round trying to see what's happening, you glance back down at the ice and you realize that with the sudden increase in speed and like the greater amounts of force that these mammothorns are pushing downwards as they try to flee these six-legged wolf-like creatures, cracks are beginning to appear in the ice.
Okay.
So perhaps staying still for too long will have chilly consequences.
Okay. I report that back to Abe just to make sure he noticed it as well.
Okay.
To be like,
Well, I'm
it's
thinking
breaking.
I'm thinking
It's
on my feet.
breaking.
I'm thinking on my feet. I don't know. I'm just trying to get out of the way.
I know.
As the two of you bicker, Gardy, the spotlight moves to you. What do you do?
Can I try, seeing that despite Abe's remarkable snadgemanship, they're in trouble, can I use Vicious Entangle, but try and use the roots to, like, shore up the ice under them, rather than to tangle, like, people? I want to tangle the ice together.
Okay. So you're almost trying to, like, grow it under the ice sheet to give it, like, a lattice to sit on?
Yeah, kind of into the ice so that it's all, like, held together.
Sure.
If that won't work, I can also just run away.
I think that could well work. Is there a... what do we roll? Yeah, if you roll me a spellcast.
Sweet. Cast. Oh, hang on. Roll, there we go.
Yeah,
Cast. 22 with fear.
22 with fear. Okay. You successfully, like the vines kind of arc through, like under the ice, kind of through the ice, and it's the area beneath Abe and Cooper is successfully kind of reinforced, I guess would be the best way to describe it. So let's say that this area immediately here, which is probably room for 2 Snadgers, is okay, like is reinforced. Let's make that a jolly little green.
Ooh.
Cool.
Oh, in fact, sorry, could I also use... I'll use my fearless skill to turn the fear into hope.
Okay.
Which I think incurs, what is it? 2 stress.
Okay, yeah, so pay your stress and then take your hope. And then I'll reduce the fear that I got. Very good, very good. So as you've rolled with hope and not fear, play moves to Griffin.
Can I time lock one of these beasts?
Oh no.
Stop it.
Yeah?
Just cause like a domino effect as they all just...
Yeah, they all bang into each other.
Anyone remember the Bad Stampede from the King Kong film in like 2005? I feel like it's going to be that.
Well, I'm getting Lion King vibes.
Yeah.
Mm.
Livy said Mufasa earlier. We know where this is going.
Probably.
But wait,
yeah.
I'm the daddy.
Oh no.
No.
Which mammothorn are you time locking?
Probably the closest one that's coming towards Cass and Coraline.
Okay, so the one sort of like ahead of you to the left?
Yeah. Would you say that's in far distance?
Oh yeah, it's definitely.
Yeah. Okay.
I assume so. I'm pretty sure.
Let's.
That strikes me as being far.
Okay. Got to make a spellcast
Very
roll.
far.
Let's see how this works.
Apparently, it's very far. How big? Wait, how big is everything?
I think everything's quite big.
Yeah, it should be. Hang on, let me turn on the squares for a sec. Hold. Yeah, no, you're at far range. I just think my my distances are a bit jank.
Right.
Okay, yeah, you're certainly within. If anything, you're probably close.
Okay. Yes, I'm gonna do. It needs to be within far range, so
Yeah.
I'm gonna do a time lock. Let's see how that works. I've got to do a spell casting roll apparently. Spell cast against them to maintain the spell. Okay, so the spell works, but if something tries to move it, then I have to do a spell casting roll.
Okay, so the mammothorn just freezes on the spot.
Yeah.
Okay, this cannot go wrong. Okay, so yeah, what does your time lock look like again?
It's pretty much sort of like a red sort of haze that sort of engulfs the beast.
Yeah. Okay. In which case, yeah, the lead mammothorn just sort of like freezes in spot as you lock it in place. So what causes me to roll if something else tries to move it, or like can it try and free itself?
It doesn't say anything like that. It just says if a creature tries to move it, make a spellcast roll against them to maintain the spell.
Sure. Okay, that sounds fair enough. Yeah, there we go. Right, distances are now fixed. So yeah, it is currently within close range of you. Perfect. Cool. Ed, would anyone else like to take the initiative? If not, I will take it for you.
Well, can we get Coraline? She's driving. Can Coraline drive?
Yeah,
Let's go.
I'm a bit stuck
Away.
in a Snadger shell.
Sure. Okay, so yeah,
Not
we'll.
much I can do from up here except look death straight in the eye.
Yes, if anyone wants Coraline to have a go, then just holler as if she were your character. But yeah, Coraline. So she is going like this mammothorn is barreling towards Coraline and Cass, and then suddenly just like freezes mid gallop. I don't know. What does an elephant mammoth type thing do? Does it gallop?
Yeah, gallop.
Sure, let's say gallop. And Coraline sort of looks his mammothorn that's just stopped in midair, and then turns her head to look at you, Griffin, and like her brow furrows as if to be like, really? And she is going to she's going to move the two of you off to the side. So she needs to do a little checky check. So let's do I don't know if she can arguably use battle tactic for this.
Yeah.
Okay, she's gonna go ahead and make her roll. She rolls an 11, which actually, so she sort of like yanks on the reins of the Snadger, but the Snadger just sort of like all four paws go out in different directions, and it just like drops to its belly and starts scrabbling. And Cassandra, you're just like, for all intents and purposes, your Snadger has stalled.
Oh no.
And yeah, you can see that the other mammothorns, let me spend a fear, are beginning to barrel towards you all. And it looks like in a moment, at least one will collide with this mammothorn that's stopped. I will also take this opportunity to I'll spend another fear, and you hear like barking and yipping as these wolves begin skirting down the sides of the river to try and sort of like fundamentally herd and catch up to these mammothorns. Who else would like to go? Or I'll keep on going. What's Cooper doing?
I'm trying to figure that out. I think he's going to be concerned about Cass and Coraline, but I'm not sure what he can do. I think part of him, the reckless part of him, which is definitely in his character, looks like he wants to rush over, but like even if he rushes over, he still has to bring them back. He doesn't have blink. He doesn't have anything like that. But arguably, he like what we need to do is get the Snadger to lead them out of the way.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just trying to think if there's anything I can do. But I don't think there is.
If you're holding fire, then we can chuck them across to Cass. Because you're kind of in the moment.
Yes. Cass, unfortunately, I put Blink out in the vault, thinking, nah, we're not going to need a teleportation.
Well,
yeah.
If in this moment you really want to use Blink out, you can swap it.
Yeah, you can
spend a stress. Spend a stress.
It's a recall cost 1, so you can spend a stress to immediately swap it into your active loadout.
I might do that, although saying that I can then, I think I can only travel with one person.
No, you blinked out with me before.
Yes, I mean, I think I can only grab one extra person, so we can't.
No Snadger.
No Snadger comes with us. Snadger must be sacrificed for the blink out.
Snadger.
Leave Coraline. Take the Snadger. Take the Snadger. Please.
What's the thought?
Cass will. I will spend the stress to get Blink.
Okay. So if we send that to your loadout, which card are you getting rid of?
I shall get rid of. Let me see what's in my loadout at the moment. I did check recently, but then I forgot. She shall put Midnight Spirits.
Okay. Cool. So if you move that down, there's a little down arrow on your loadout page.
Yeah, that's it. And then out. Ooh, that goes up.
And we'll tick up your stress by 1. I'll do that for you. So you're 1 stress as you trade in Blink out.
Mm-hmm. Then I think I just roll it.
Nice.
Okay. So 20 with fear. You are able to you lean forward as Coraline's desperately trying to get the Snadger to do something. Like you reach forward, and as you grab Coraline, you both disappear. Is it the same kind of peal of thunder?
Yeah, it's a rumble of thunder that you hear.
Okay. In which case, if you move yourself to where you want to go,
I suppose we'll end up on top of this rock.
Okay.
I'll take Coraline with
okay.
me.
Coraline kind of snaps to with you.
Yep.
And as you teleport up there, with a fear, I will activate the Mammothorns again, and arguably not a moment too soon, one Mammothorn collides with the time-locked one. So how is this working, Nate?
I've got to roll a spellcaster roll to see if it spellcast +3.
So it's against them to maintain.
Yeah.
Okay.
Go.
So it's difficulty 16.
It's a 17 with fear.
Okay. In which case, so they do hold. As this mammothorn collides into the back of your time-frozen mammothorn, the one that's done the colliding, fundamentally, like its tusk, its shovel tusk kind of goes down, and then it almost flips over its front and like lands with a huge crash. Your mammothorn is still where it is, but the other kind of lands with a huge crash on the ice sheet. It causes the other mammothorn to panic, and it sort of like barrels into the rocks that Cassandra and Coraline are just kind of teleported onto. And like Cass and Coraline, you have to sort of like duck down and kind of grab onto hard purchase as the rock shakes at the force of this like 100-ton beast just kind of barreling into the side of it. The combination of the somersaulting mammothorn and the rock being shunted in the ice, you all feel yourselves kind of rise up for a moment as the ice you're on lifts out of the water slightly, and then you hear the sounds of huge cracks as they rip through the ice sheet. And as the floor underneath you begins to crack and kind of move, as more and more of these mammothorns charge towards you, hounded by these six-legged wolf-like creatures. We'll call it there.
Where?
So, we will call it there. It's a bit of a cliffhanger, isn't it? So, congratulations, everyone, on completing episode 11. We're firmly in the second half of the campaign and steaming towards the end. But before we bring this evening to a conclusion, elsewhere. In elsewhere. A dull blue glow illuminates a bedroom in the sleeping quarters above the bountiful parley. And despite the recent devastation, this room still only has one occupant. And Kigfran's features are illuminated by the glowing orb he holds in his hand. This seems highly brash, Lord Sorrowwind, he says into the glowing orb. I worry this will jeopardize our patrons' plans. And a terse response rings through the room. You may have your plans and your schemes, whether they be yours or your patrons, but I have my own endeavors I wish to see completed. Prepare for my arrival, Kigfran. This development means one thing. I will bring the might of House Stonedrath to bear, and I will not be stopped. And as the orb putters out and the room descends into darkness, Lord Sorrowwind strides out of the study he was in, taking a moment to glance at the shrouded figure sat in a wheelchair, attended to by servants. And with this ever so slight sneer, he turns away and peers out of the window to the city below. Far, far below. And at the sound of Lord Sorrowwind's barked orders, the thrum of propeller gets louder as the airship begins to rise above the clouds and begin its journey towards the Titan Isles. Congratulations, everyone, on completing episode 11. So, thank you to you five for playing. Thank you to everyone who was watching. Thank you to the Raiders. Twitch may have broken. I'm looking at Twitch. It might have also broken. We'll see. We'll find out. But yes, it's all fun and games, isn't it? But yes, we will see what I upload. But if you enjoyed this, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe to us on YouTube if you haven't, follow us on Twitch if you haven't. If you want to see more, by all means, jump into our Discord. The links are in the description. Where there's loads of other stuff. We will have hopefully another behind the scenes chat soon, where we can discuss everything that's been happening in this episode and the last. So keep your eyes peeled for that. I think that's pretty much it. Yeah, thank you everyone, and we will see you next week, YouTube and Twitch permitting.
Yeah.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye. Bye. Bye. Bye. Bye.
Bye.